for us. It is not betrayal.
Huyo anapika.
Suspects. It is your. My name is Kariuki. Suspects.
To enable the investigating officer and the investigating team to conclude investigations in the matter. The investigating officer.
But for purposes of this affidavit, it's before you, Your Honor, it is sworn. And this is not a trial so far. But for
Your Honor, postmortem of the deceased
before you, Your Honor, it is sworn.
was conducted
And this is not a trial so far.
on 21st of October 2022
Postmortem of the
at Kenyatta University Funeral Home.
conducted
And Your Honor,
on 21st of October 2022.
for purposes of these proceedings, the cause of death was found to be severe head injury
And Your Honor, for
due to blunt force trauma.
purposes
Samples
of
were
this
collected
proceedings,
for
the cause
further
of death was
analysis
found
from the body of the
to be
deceased.
severe head injury.
We have annexed a copy of the postmortem to the further affidavit.
Samples were collected for further.
Fourthly, the first area which is yet to be covered is
We have annexed a copy of the
a
postmortem. to the
search
further-
for a missing person,
Fourthly, the first
namely
area which
John
is yet to be covered
Mwikiriria Mwangi
a search for a missing person,
of ID number
namely
39977
Mwangi
4.
of ID number
At the moment,
99.
the investigating team are still operating on theories, possible theories, as to the whereabouts of this man, who was a servant to the deceased or a servant in the matrimonial home of the deceased and the first respondent.
This man who was a servant.
So at the moment,
to deceased
there has been no conclusive
or
finding
a servant
about his
in the
whereabouts.
matrimonial home of the
So our
deceased
concern
and the
is,
first
Your Honor,
respondent.
if the respondents are
There
released,
has been no conclusive finding about
particularly the first respondent,
So our concern
the search
is,
for this missing person
if
may be
the
jeopardized,
respondents are released,
especially
particularly the first respondent,
if
the search
he had especially or in the event that he was also murdered. There is still need for the investigating team to pursue. There is hope. Probably there could be
that
operating on hope that he may be alive, but it is not yet concluded whether he is alive or not.
probably there could be
At the moment, as we speak,
that he may be alive.
no file has been submitted to ODPP because there is no complete file. The file is
At the
incomplete.
moment, as we speak, no file.
And so there is nothing for the DPP to act upon at this particular time. We still await the file from the DCI. Your Honor, wish to conclude
And so there is nothing
by
for
saying
the to act upon at
that there
this
is also
particular
time
We still await the file
required
from the DCI.
for the
Your Honor,
respondents to undergo psychiatric assessment in case or subject to direction from the DPP.
required for the
If they are
respondents
found
to undergo
culpable
psychiatric
for any offense,
assessment in case or
particular
subject to
this
direction
case,
from the
offense of murder or otherwise, they are supposed to undergo psychiatric
They are
assessment,
found
which
culpable
assessment
for any
requires them to be present, to be escorted by the investigating
offense of
team.
murder or otherwise, they are supposed to undergo psychiatric assessment.
In conclusion,
Which assessment requires them to be
Your Honor,
present to be
this
escorted
matter
by the investigating team.
has elicited huge public
In
interest.
conclusion,
The family of the deceased,
this matter
which I believe are represented
has
before this
elicited
court,
huge
as well as the public,
interest.
are awaiting
The family of the deceased,
to know
which I believe are
what
represented
happened
before this court,
to the deceased person.
as well as the public, are awaiting
That on that mandate
to know
falls on the DCI represented in court as well as the DPP. So we are, in the interest
on
of
that
justice,
mandate falls on
we are
the
asking this
DCI,
court
represented in
to
court,
give the investigating,
as well as
to grant the
DPP.
investigating team an additional
We are-
7
in the
days,
interest of justice,
which period
we are asking this court
will be utilized to conclude investigations. Part of the days will be used to conclude investigation. Part of it will be used to peruse the file and give express directions
Part of it will be used
on the action to be taken in the interest of justice in this matter.
Direction.
It's a serious offense.
Action to be taken in the interest
Due
of
public
justice
fact
in
that
this matter.
there is actually no authority to extend time
It's a serious offense.
the way the authorities here are asking you to do. But you were sympathetic and granted them 7 days. Instead of them using those 7 days, they have come here to test your patience and asking you to regularize. They are keeping these people in custody for longer than required. It is inappropriate. It is unjust. And my friend here quotes public interest. Yes, this is a matter of public interest, but it is not in the public interest to have pretrial detention without cause and without reason. It is not in the interest of justice, Your Honor, to detain people at the pressure of investigating officers so that they can have their good time holding people in custody against the law. You know, this is a court of law. This is a law, Your Honor. This is a court that is bound to rule and decide matters on the law that is provided before you, still without any charge. We cannot give any legal justification to keep holding them without any charge. And the Constitution, Your Honor, is very clear. So, the question I would wish to pose is, are we upholding the Constitution? Do we wish to grant the police, Your Honor, a free length to play Russian roulette with the lives of Kenyans? Today it is true. Tomorrow it may be him or me. But both ways, Your Honor, it acts badly and it militates against the law. Investigating team, Your Honor, cannot be bound not to do their investigations until they know they have completed. But the adage of the High Court and the rulings of these authorities, do not arrest people unless you have completed investigations. Do not arrest people and then ask the court to give you time so that you keep them as the reluctant guests of state at your leisure as you go and do your own mundane things, taking all the time that you need. I'm
standard and threshold implement in these apprehension applications.
Taking all the time that you need.
You know, at least by that have been made through this affidavit. The prosecution had the time.
I have considered the rival oral submissions by the learned counsels here. I note that it is only a few action points which are yet to be done by the investigation team. To my mind, all action that is yet to be done will still be done in the course of the investigations. I have perused. It happens that I have perused Article 49 G&H on the presentation of the accused persons. Turning back to the affidavits by the lead investigator and the supplementary affidavit, which I have considered it at length in this time. I've also been able to look at the authorities that were submitted. In all regard to the balance, in all regard, the best thing here is to balance the rights of all persons concerned and to know on which side is the pendulum, on which side is the pendulum going to swing, so as to know who is going to be prejudiced. Be that as it may, a cardinal balance act will have to be performed. I note that the accused persons, at least so far as deponed in the affidavits of the investigating officer, they have been they have been cooperating at length. Again, I take it that it is only a period of 7 days that remains. Therefore, the best way for the court to balance here in the scale is to give the accused person the option of bond, which I hereby do, of Kenyan shillings 1 million with 2 sureties. The accused persons in the remaining 7 days to report to the investigating officer with 2 sureties at 9 a.m. The orders here will lapse at the end of the 7 days. That is how the elephant in the room has been dealt with. I also take refuge that in the 7 days that is remaining, the investigating officers will have been able to finish the investigations, because we are told they are divided into a team, each team pursuing a lead. That is the order of the court. And after the 7 days, the orders here elapsed, so it means there is no need of coming back here. They cannot be mentioned because the 7 days will be finished. The orders here elapsed, so it means there is no need of coming back here. They cannot be mentioned because the 7 days will not be used as ignorant or applied during the
We are very grateful.